Have you guys ever heard that, like, if you're a people pleaser, the reason that you are is because you felt the most, like, you felt like the only way that you really were worth being loved, you know, is if you were helpful or useful. So, like, you sought love from people growing up by being useful and helpful, but not just by simply existing, which is kind of funny because it's kind of true. And when you learn that you don't have to earn someone's love by sacrificing your time and your energy and your resources to be able to be deserving of love, but those are things you just give because you love people and you want to take care of people. But when you understand that if the people around you are only around you because they're benefiting from what you have to offer, and they're not around when you're not offering them your time, your resources, your energy to take care of things on the whim. They're not around unless they need something, kind of a thing. You realize, oh, that's not love, and you realize that you're just being used because you're always so helpful, but you were always being so helpful because you were trying to be loved, because that's how you showed love and that's how you felt valued. And you felt like if you didn't show enough value to people by being helpful enough, then you weren't valuable enough to be loved, or you would be people would be upset at you because you didn't do what they wanted you to do, and so you're not, so then you're not loved. You know what I mean? Isn't that crazy? But then when you realize the difference and you realize that you can say no if you just you don't have the time or the resources that moment to be helpful, or it's just something that's a repeated pattern of, I take care of the situation for you, you just do it again, come to me, I take care of it again, and you just do it again and come to me, those kind of things where it never changes, you're just being used for your kindness. Yeah. So anyways, people pleasing stimulate, like, it starts off by the idea of always having to be the person that fixes things for people because you felt like that's what made you lovable. And then when you start to realize you don't have to people please all the time and you can have boundaries and say no, it's because you realize that your love was never something that had to be proven to be earned, and that, like, you do love and you give from your overflow to those who love you when you're simply existing, and, like, give to you without expectation. That's quite the gift. A gift to you without that hidden expectation, you know? Because so much of a people pleaser's love had to be earned. And anytime something was given, there was a stipulation that you need to be ready to give back. The second I need you, you're on the hook now because I did something for you. So you just never, like, I did this for you and don't worry about it. I don't need anything back. Take it, keep it, sell it. I just wanted to gift this to you. No expectation of what you have to do for receiving. Once you realize that you never had to earn being loved, you'll still take care of all the things that you can do for those that you love. But you'll understand the difference with realizing the people who truly value and love you for simply existing, or the people who are abusing your love to take from you without replenishing that back into you. Isn't that wild? The more you know. But it is kind of true. But I don't think we realize it when we're kids, that that's what, like, we never really associated that. It never was said to us, but we somehow started doing things to take care of everyone else because that's how we felt valuable, and not that that was something that anyone tried to make us feel. It's just something that we felt, I think. So anyways, I think that's a really great thing to realize about yourself if you're trying to grow from being the people pleaser to realizing that you've been trying to fix everything for everyone all the time and overloading yourself with so many other people's problems that you're trying to take care of because you're trying to earn their love, but your love doesn't have to be earned. So stop carrying the weight that people keep throwing on you when they're not replenishing that love back into you, and they're just taking the love from you. That's the step one to not being a people pleaser anymore, and realizing that you're giving your love to the people who are not valuing you. And when you start to give your love that you naturally give, because you're naturally a giver, but we confuse that sometimes as we've always given to feel like we're lovable. We're lovable. But once you separate that, and you give because you love to give, and you love to take care of the people you love, and you separate the validation of giving to your own self-worth and your own ability to receive love by how much you gave. Then I can receive love. When you separate that, you'll realize who to give your love to, who to give your love and your time and your energy to, who to give to, because you love to give. You love to take care of the people in your life. You just have to now have the discernment of the people in your life that are only taking from you and not replenishing back into you, and the people who are simply there because they love you regardless of whether you give to them or not, and they also give back to you with the same zero expectations that you have when you take care of others. Because that's the thing, givers and people pleasers, they're the same thing, but we grow when we become a giver. We've grown out of the people pleasing, grown out of trying to find the validation by giving. And then you can separate the overgiving from your flow to the people that are not also replenishing back into your life and loving you for simply existing. And then you stop people pleasing and you start just being the giver and that you are, and you are able to give without burnout. And that's the secret sauce. Because until you learn that lesson, you burn out, and you go from being a people pleaser to hating people. People are terrible. No, some people, they're not good people, but there are a lot of good people out there. And the trick is to not allow overgiving to the wrong people blind you to what a gift it is to be someone who gives and shows this world how kind it is. What a gift you are to the world. The world needs more people like you to show that kindness matters. And it's not something that has to be earned. That gift that you have in your heart and that kindness you have in your heart is so impactful that when you give to too many people that are taking away from you without replenishing, that's what keeps you stuck from being able to really make the impact. And when you realize to hold back your energy from certain places and people, and realize that your love is not determined by what you do for people, it's just determined by who you are, then suddenly everything changes. Anyways, love you.